Part B, programming environment. In Part A, after the syllabus, I couldn't talk about programming environment, so I move it here. Yeah. So now we do not need to go back to the remaining of the Part A. Yeah, because everything is here. Yeah. So we just keep going. Yeah. B.1, overview of web programming. Yeah. So first, let me give you all the software packages required for this class. Yeah. Later, I will post tutorials on software installation. Yeah. Web technology components. Yeah. For this class, I like to prepare you for your job skills. Yeah. Right now, in the job market, there are some skills in high demanding. Yeah. So for this class, mainly when we do 2 blocks of technology, so you can get a lot of positive benefit in the job market. One is the SQL skills. SQL, yeah, because right now in the big data area, data is very important. Yeah, and the SQL is a very important job skill in the data processing. Block of the data related job. Yeah, so SQL, very important. That's one block. Second, basic web programming knowledge, experience. Yeah. So for this class, other than the SQL part, yeah, I like to do some simple preparation for the web technology part. Yeah. I estimate 1/2 of you in this class, based on my previous experience, 1/2 of you not doing quite well in the web technology part. Although you took the CS4010, yeah, last semester, many of the students, although they took CS3010, but still, they didn't do well on the basic web technology part. Yeah. So this semester, I cannot spend a lot of time in my class because we won't have that much time, yeah, for the web technology in class. So I just record some short videos after the class, so I can post after our normal lectures. So for those students who are not quite familiar with the web technologies, so you can watch my short preparation videos. Yeah. All right. For the client side, we need to know the basic web technologies, HTML, CSS, and CSS. I also try to add a Bootstrap. Yeah. So this Bootstrap is a CSS package or CSS library. You can treat as a library. Yeah. So actually this one is from the Facebook. Yeah. Also very popular in the web technology community. Yeah. So I try to use some simple features from Bootstrap. Yeah. The tutorial, last time I mentioned w3schools.com. Yeah. Yeah. So all the web technologies I use in this class, I use this website to give you the basic information. Yeah. All right, and it is not required, yeah, but it is encouraged. Yeah. So if you know a little bit, when you go to the job market, you have a little more advantage. Yeah. Because, people will know, so you know pretty much, more than other students. Yeah. All right. The CSS part, JavaScript. So definitely first we need to practice the the name. So we can call regular JavaScript, basic JavaScript, yeah, because there is no formal name for it. Yeah. So yeah, so I just use some temporary name, call it, yeah, basic JavaScript. Yeah, so that is the, without any library packages, just JavaScript. Yeah. But after that, yeah, because when you go to the job market, you need to know a little more than basic JavaScript. Okay. Yeah. So I also like to talk about or try to use jQuery. jQuery is another popular JavaScript library. Yeah, jQuery, yeah, and Ajax. Yeah, Ajax very useful. This small JavaScript sub-technology, yeah, inside JavaScript, small, very small technology, but very important. Yeah, so I want to talk about that, and also JSON for data communication, data transmission between client and server. So it's better. So if you know these things, you put in your resume, yeah, so you can have better chance in your job search. Yeah. Another thing, JavaScript. I like to let you know the JavaScript is very important. Is based on the job market, JavaScript is the first programming language. First means, highest percentage, the job scale required in the job market. It has the highest percentage. JavaScript. So you can see how important it is. Although pretty simple, yeah, but, rank the first one. Yeah. All right, yeah. Then server side, we want to have some knowledge to do the server side programming. Yeah. Because for most of the web applications, the server side programming coding takes about 90% of the coding in the web applications. Yeah, let me just write web apps. Okay? Yeah, 90% of the coding. Yeah. Yeah. Because when you do data processing, heavily data-related processing, it's all at the server side, not at the client side. Client side, basically, you do the data manipulation for display. Yeah. So at the client side. So these three things, you just work on data display. Okay? Yeah. So show data in a well-organized way. So that's the main job. But for the server side, you need to do most of the data processing, manipulation, because the server side, you connect it to the database. Okay? The client side, you cannot connect to database. Client side. Although client side, if you want to connect to the database, it is capable, yeah. So the technology is capable to connect to the database, but you should not. The reason is it's not secure. The client side, you expose the client side to the outside world. Okay, yeah. So you want to protect your data. So you don't want to expose your data-related information to the client side. Yeah. So you want to hide it. Yeah. So that's the reason you do not do the, your serious data-related processing at the client side. Yeah. All right. Here I picked the PHP as the server-side programming language. Yeah. The reason is simple. It's the easiest server-side programming language. So we do not need to spend much time. Yeah. We just look at a few simple examples. Then, using our basic programming knowledge, we can write PHP code programs quickly. Yeah. Yeah. I just give you some sample code, sample examples. So you, let me just hide it. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I hope it's not in the video. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So for the IDE, I like to pick NetBeans. Yeah. Although Eclipse can also be used for PHP programming, yeah. But most people use Eclipse for Java programming. So for PHP, let me just pick the NetBeans. Yeah. But if you like to use other IDEs, you can use. Okay, yeah, because the code exactly the same, just the way slightly different. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that's here you can see that's pretty much all we need for our programming environment this semester. Yeah. All right. And yeah, so here just give you information, five best free PHP IDE. So our NetBeans is here. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then development environment. Yeah. So let me talk about the software installation part. Yeah. For the software installation, yeah, I use this called this software bundle. Yeah. This software bundle. So this one packaged many important web programming tools in one software file. Yeah. X refers to operating system. Yeah. Because for the operating system, you have Windows machine, you have Mac machine, Linux, different operating systems, So here, X represents all these different types. Yeah. Yeah. Although for different operating systems, the version is different. So when you download Windows, you download the Windows version. Mac version, Linux version, yeah, but under this name, examp name. Yeah. Yeah. But for Mac actually, there is a MAMP version, yeah, specific for Mac. Replace X by M, MAMP version. MAMP version, it is different from examp version. Yeah. Different from examp version. Examp version for Mac. Yeah, different. Yeah. So we try to use examp version first. If you encounter any installation, or when you work on it, if you have some serious problem, then as a backup plan, you can choose alternative, this MAMP version. Yeah. Last semester, no student needed to switch to MAMP version. Yeah, but my previous a few semesters, a few students, one or two students, so they may need to switch to MAMP version. Yeah. So then, yeah, the versions actually, I need to talk about the versions, because the version problem here is pretty complicated. Yeah, so I need to say something. Yeah. So let me continue next. A refers to Apache web server. When we run the PHP programs, we need to, we need a web server to, power the web application. Yeah. Yeah. So PHP programs need to work on this Apache server. Yeah. So we need to have it, yeah, in this bundle, so we can use it. Then M, MySQL, our database management system. Yeah. All right. But this MySQL, yeah, we know it's a very popular and very powerful database management system. Yeah. But the problem is, now it is not an open source software. Now it is, acquired by Oracle. Yeah. As a product of Oracle company. Yeah. So the control, it's not an open source community, it's the Oracle control the MySQL. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, but this examp, this one is on the open source community. Yeah. Run by the open source community. Yeah. So then, in order to get around MySQL, so they replace it by a similar open source database. So that's the MariaDB. The name. Yeah. Inside. All right. Inside. Examp. Yeah, MariaDB very close to MySQL, but Not completely, not 100% the same, slightly different. Yeah. But for our class, we like to take the MySQL one. So we don't want to use the MariaDB, because MySQL is a big player in web community. MariaDB, not many people know it, right? Yeah. So that's why we want to choose a popular DBMS. So we want to pick MySQL one. Yeah. But for the XAMPP version, so the version. So suppose this is the timeline. Timeline of the version. At some point, yeah. So old, there's some line, so that's MySQL. Then, after some point, replace it by MariaDB. So that means when you download, you need to make sure the one include MySQL, not MariaDB. Okay, be careful. But after some line, yeah, because people realize MariaDB, most web programmers, they try to avoid MariaDB. Yeah. So after they replace, most web programmers, they just like us, we want to avoid MariaDB. So other web programmers, they also want to avoid MariaDB. So then, after some point, so they go back to recent version, go back to MySQL again. Yeah. So if you download the most recent versions of XAMPP, they switch back to MySQL again. Okay. Yeah. At least they get permission from Oracle to allow them to do that. Okay, yeah, after so many years, so they have agreement with Oracle to allow them to put MySQL back in the XAMPP. Yeah, so now you can download the most recent version. I did it. Yeah, Recently, I bought a new computer, so I installed the most recent XAMPP. So I noticed MySQL is included, yeah, not MariaDB. But I found one problem. Yeah, not big problem. Just let you be aware of it when you use it. What's that problem? It's small, but pretty annoying. It's small. After you access MySQL, so when you access MySQL, you need to use a included tool, right? I will talk about it later. It's called a PHP MyAdmin. I will talk about that later. When you use PHP MyAdmin, in the interface, they didn't change the name from MariaDB to MySQL. So I can see the MariaDB appears several places. Yeah, so that's pretty annoying. Yeah, but we just use it. Yeah. All right, so let me talk about P. This is PHP, our server-side programming language. Yeah. And another P, actually this last P, originally in this software bundle, it's the original, it's the Perl. Okay, Perl. So Perl, so it's a very old scripting language. Not many people use it anymore, but still many legacy systems, they need to use the Perl scripting language. Okay, now here for our class, so we like to use this last P, refer to PHP MyAdmin. It is a web application, to manage MySQL databases. Because the original MySQL database, there is no GUI tool. So we need to use a third-party GUI tool to manage MySQL databases. Yeah. The MySQL itself only command line commands. You need to type commands. Yeah, so that's not a good experience. We want to avoid it. Command line, not efficient. Yeah. So for the GUI tool, in this class, I recommend PHP MyAdmin. Yeah. But a few students, one student asked me last class, you may have other GUI tools. So, because based on your experience, in other situations, you use different GUI tools to manage MySQL databases. Yeah. For example, in the 4010, you use a different GUI tool. Yeah. If you do not have your favorite GUI tool, then you just use my recommended PHP MyAdmin. Okay? Yeah, because in class I will show you. When I run the SQL command, I use the PHP MyAdmin to show you. Okay? All right. Yeah. So then here, the good thing about this software bundle, yeah, because you can see all these important web programming tools are packaged in one software binary file. So that means the biggest benefit is no configuration needed. Yeah. That's a very good benefit. Yeah. So why is that? Yeah, because 10-something years ago, before this exam bundle was available, at that time, you need to download the individual software package one by one. But after that, in order to make them work together, they need to communicate each other, right? You need to do a lot of configuration. And usually it's not very smooth. Yeah, because for the communication, a lot of technical problems can occur. So it's a lot of hassle. Yeah, that's 10-something years ago, the experience. Yeah. With this example, then that configuration part is gone. Yeah, because they already inside this example, all the communications already. All the configurations already completed. Yeah. So we do not need to do anything. We just install, so then ready to go. Yeah. All right, so that's the simple background information I'd like to give you for our main software environment here. All right. Yeah. And for Mac students, yeah, because every semester I have many students using the Mac machines. Yeah. I estimate approximately 1/3 of our students using Mac machines. Yeah. So I have a tutorial for Mac. Yeah. So for software installation, one version for Windows, one version for Mac. But I do not have Linux. Yeah. So I will post my tutorials. Before I post, I need to update a little bit. Yeah, because this new version updated, I haven't updated this new version. Yeah, I need to include a link. Yeah, although you can do web search to get it, but in my tutorial, I need to fix my link. Yeah, to the exam. Yeah. And also, I use Windows machine. Yeah. But I also ordered a Mac laptop. It's a university machine. Yeah, but it takes some time to get ready. Still, I placed the order, but still, I need to fix some requirement. Yeah. So after I have my Mac laptop, so I can talk more details about Mac related issues. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So next, JavaScript review. Yeah. So for the JavaScript, so we know with HTML, the basic part, HTML and CSS. So basically we do static content. Yeah. But more important, we need to do a lot of dynamic content. At the client side. We use JavaScript. Okay. Yeah. And for the JavaScript, other than the basic JavaScript, I also want to introduce the jQuery. jQuery, the idea is, so it takes the philosophy called write less, do more. Write less code. So actually it is simplified. If you compare with the basic JavaScript or regular JavaScript, if you compare with that, the way you type the code much shorter. But the jQuery has a lot of its own functions not available in the regular JavaScript. So you can do more. You can do a lot of things in simple ways. So I try to show you some examples, get you familiar with the basic jQuery features. All right. Here in the W3 schools, so there is a jQuery tutorial. And we can learn some simple examples to get started. Then Ajax, another very small sub-package under, it has to work under the regular JavaScript. And there is a short Ajax tutorial in W3 schools. But I will explain the basic idea in class. Before I show, give you the code example of Ajax, so I explain the basic idea of Ajax. So the basic idea using this small technology is get faster response. So that's important. So faster response. So that's just the one of the advantages. Another, we can say, how about this way? More user friendly. Okay, yeah. So I will explain the details later. So when we get there, when we get there, so I give you a short introduction about the Ajax. All right. So another one very important for data communication was JSON. So it's just a simple data format. Simple data format. So it's not a programming technology. It's not a programming related technology. So it's just a data format. The way we organize our data for communication. So this format typically used for client server communication. Because it is so important. If you know it, you have better advantage in the job market. Because now it takes about 90% of the market share in the data exchange. In data exchange. Feature. So when you do data exchange, 90% of the time you need to use JSON. Okay? Simple. The structure is very simple, but very powerful. Very powerful. And think about another benefit of this JSON. So why it is so popular? After so many years evolution, so many years. Because before this JSON, people used the XML for data communication. I think you heard of XML, right? For data communication before. But this why recently XML is rarely used. Rarely used. Still used, but in a very rare situation. XML. The reason is too complicated. Too complicated. So people try to avoid, web programmers, they try to avoid it. JSON so simple, so web programmers, they always want to choose JSON for the data communication. And why the data communication is so important? Think about when you need to exchange data. When you exchange data between programs, in different languages. How about that? Think about in different languages, programming languages. Is it easy? Think about it, right? Between Java and the C and the PHP and the C#, different programming language. When you change, we want to exchange data. So, because we know the data exchange is so important, business data exchange. But in different languages, that's not easy, right? Yeah. So here JSON can do that. Yeah. JSON can do that. So you need to take the, some specific format, so that all different programming languages, they understand the same format. They can accept the input, output in this JSON format. Okay, all right, yeah. So because in current web technology world, it's very common to build a large web application. Many different programming languages can be used in one large web application. Think about that scenario. Okay, yeah, yeah. All right, yeah. So in this short background explanation, I don't want to talk too much. Yeah, so let me move to also a short tutorial for JSON in W3 schools. Yeah. Yeah. All right. B.3 JavaScript examples. So now I like to move to our first programming project. I want to talk about the first programming project this semester. Okay, yeah. So we will use this three things together: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All right, yeah, yeah, but no server PHP. Yeah. The reason is it takes time to get this part ready. Okay, it takes some time, but for this first part, we can do it immediately. We do not need any specific tool. We just need a web browser. We only need a web browser to run this project. Okay, yeah. So that's why give us some time to fix all the software installation problem. Yeah. So all right. Today I like to get started, the JavaScript to get started. Yeah. I will upload one small JavaScript example to show you the feature. The example one, I want to show you this feature, drag and drop feature. Drag and drop feature by JavaScript, implemented by JavaScript. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Because if we do not write any code, by default, the default, yeah, so here, the default okay, let me say this way, any let me write this way, any HTML element by default does not support the drag and drop feature. Okay, yeah. By default, you cannot do drag and drop. Okay, for arbitrary HTML element. Yeah. In order to make some of the elements support drag and drop feature, yeah, because sometimes we want to use that feature, convenient feature in our interface. Yeah. Then we need to write some code. Yeah. Here we will write JavaScript code to do it. Yeah. Here I explain the JavaScript code. Support that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So here, let me show you a demo. Yeah. 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 So let me jump to my web browser to show you the drag and drop example. Yeah. Look at this page. Simple page. All right. By default, yeah, here we make each word as an HTML element. Okay. Yeah. So by default, it's not, you cannot drag and drop, right? But because this one, we add JavaScript functions behind it, so we can make it drag and drop. So let me do some drag and drop. Yeah. Each word with gray background, you can do drag and drop. All right. Yeah. But this one not connected with JavaScript function, you cannot do drag and drop. Okay. Yeah. These normal work, but these special words, you can do drag and drop. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So in our first project, we need to, this is one of the main features we need to use in our first project. Okay. Yeah. So I want to create some relatively simple but interesting project for you. Yeah. So to get yourself familiar with the basic web technologies. Yeah. So that's the demo. So I will upload 2 files. Yeah. So for this example, 1 HTML and 1 JavaScript file, 2 files. Okay. I put in a zip code so you can download it. Yeah. Zip file, you can download it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me explain the code a little bit. Yeah. Here is the code. Yeah. In this code, yeah, in the HTML file, yeah, my HTML file, I call it. Yeah. Yeah. So let me change the color of the pen. So the HTML is called drag and drop. Yeah. Then another, JavaScript file, drag and drop.js. Yeah. I need to include several JavaScript functions in this JS file. Yeah. So you can refer to it inside this file by this line. Yeah, this way. So you just connect to this JS file. So then here you use CSS way to put some style properties. Yeah, because the background light gray, yeah. So and the location, yeah, position, location information, yeah, and for each draggable each draggable element. But you also need to associate a JavaScript function here, grabber, the function name called grabber, but you need to manipulate on event. When you do drag and drop, you use the JavaScript event object. So this event is a JavaScript object, JS object. So you need to work on JavaScript event object in this for this feature. Yeah. So you pass. Yeah. So you don't worry, event. So the web browser will create this object and pass it to your grabber JavaScript function under the on mouse down. Yeah. Mouse down is an event name. So when you click the mouse down, then the mouse down event is generated. Okay? When the mouse down event is generated, then this function is called by the web browser. It's called. Okay? Yeah. So then we need to look at the code inside that grabber event JavaScript function. So here, the definition of a few functions inside the drag and drop.js function. Here it is the grabber JavaScript function definition. Yeah. All right, because this event is an object. Okay, so this event is object. Web browser passed to it. Web browser created and pass it to this function, the object. So I hope you know the concept of the object. Okay? All the informations you need corresponding to one event object, all included inside this object. Yeah. Current target. Okay? Yeah. So there is a current target property of this event object. So current target, you just imagine another object. Yeah. Current target. So what's the current target? Okay. Another object containing the HTML element that you apply mouse down event on it. Okay, you know the current target. Yeah. So that object is passed to this variable name. The variable name called the element variable name. Yeah. So this the element. So you can treat another it's an object. Okay? Yeah. Here. Many objects we need to use here. Then you retrieve the x coordinate, y coordinate, position x, position y object. Yeah. How do you retrieve? The element, the object name, dot style. The style, remember the attribute for that element. There is a style attribute, right? Style attribute. In the style attribute, there is a left property, right? Now, for example, left property, if it's called a 10px, a number 10, and the unit pixel. Yeah. Here also style.top, another number. Yeah, let me just use certain number, 25px, usually. So you get a value like that. You have a number, but this px is not a number, right? So it's a string part. Then you apply JavaScript function called parseInt function. From the name, you can see you want to convert the parameter. These are two parameters. You want to convert parameter to integer. Yeah, because parseInt, you want to extract the integer part. All right. So then the non-integer px is dropped. So after you pass to this function, you get integer 10. After you pass to the function, you get integer 25. Things like that. So your coordinate, you get pos variable, pos variable, you store integer 10. Pos y, you store integer 25. Yeah. The reason we want to extract integer is simple. Yeah. We want to extract these integers. Yeah. Simple, because we want to do arithmetic operations. For arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operations. Otherwise, if it's not integer, if the string value, because before you pass to int, they could be the string value, right? For example, double quotes 10. Yeah, because 10 can appear as a string value. Double quotes 10. So it's a string value. Although you see 10, but if it is treated as a string, you cannot do arithmetic operation. Okay? Now, if you do arithmetic operation, you get an error. Okay? No arithmetic. On it. If you do it, you get something wrong. Okay? Yeah. So that's the difference. So here the integer conversion is useful when you want to do some arithmetic operation, addition, subtraction. Yeah. Then here we do subtraction, right? Yeah. These, when we do subtractions here, think about if it's not integers, your operands not integers, so you get something ridiculous. Okay? Because you apply something on strings. Yeah. So the output may not be a number. The output is another string. It's not a number. Okay? So you need to be aware of that. This kind of details, subtle things you need to be aware of in your web program. Yeah. All right, so your event object is still there. So here you access its client x, its current x coordinate. Yeah. This one, these two, pos x, pos y. So that's the x, y coordinate at mouse down. Mouse down time, right? Yeah, mouse down time. Yeah. But so as mouse down time, which keeps the same. In dragging. Think about it. You do dragging, right? In dragging. When you do dragging, you use the same pos x, pos y number. Okay? But when you do dragging, event.client x, event.client y, they keep changing, right? Yeah. These two numbers changing in dragging. Okay? Yeah. But you calculate the difference because you want to update. So here we need to do event handler. Add, yeah, you need to register event listener. Yeah. You want to register event listener for certain elements. Here, double quotes the name of the elements. Yeah. Oh, not the name. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, not the name of it. The event name. So, yeah, double quotes event name. So that here the function name. Mover dropper function name. Event name. Double quotes event name. Yeah. So you need to register events, and event handler. Okay, register events with event handlers. So these two lines. Then, yeah, you know, the last two lines from the name you can see stop propagation, prevent default, you know, some side effect. Well, you want to stop some side effect. Okay, yeah, no. Yeah. All right, so that's the meaning of this function. But let me look at the time we have left. 5:07. Yeah, almost. Yeah. All right, so then you update these two lines. You update the position of the current element to be dragged. Yeah. So it keeps moving. Yeah. Because your element moves along your mouse path, right? Moves along with your mouse curve path. Okay. So how do you do that? You update the location of the current element in this way. Okay. By changing the position value, left top, just like the coordinates, okay, through CSS. So this is the CSS change, CSS property change. Okay, all right, yeah, and another one, yeah. So I have 2 minutes, so I just let you know the last thing before we finish this class. Oh, actually, no, 5:15, right? Yeah. Oh, I have, yeah, more than 5 minutes. Yeah. So let me talk a little more. Yeah. So yeah, because some of my class I finish at 8:10, something like 8:10. So I use 10 minutes. Yeah, but this class we finish at 5:15. Yeah. So it's different. Yeah. For our project, yeah, I want to do tangram puzzle. Tangram puzzle. A simple ancient Chinese puzzle called tangram. Some of you may heard of it a little bit, yeah, but last semester when I asked my students, most of them, yeah, almost all students, so they never heard of tangram puzzle. Let me show you. It's a simple puzzle like this. Have you seen a puzzle like this? So this is a standard square. We break it into 7 pieces in this way. 7 pieces. Yeah, triangle, square, parallelogram, yeah, in some perfect way like this. Yeah. Although it's a simple way to break it, yeah. But the good thing is, after you separate the pieces and replace them in different ways, you can make thousands of different figures, different shapes, the figures in different shapes. Yeah. Here I just find from a website. Yeah. Find from a website. Yeah. There's a website you can do this tangram puzzle. Yeah. So here you can see, I just put here a few examples. It can do. Yeah. Tangram puzzles. See? Thousands of, probably more than, so, large number. Yeah. Yeah. The specific number is unknown. Just a large number of different figures. And some of the figures very challenging. So if you want to put them, for example, it's very challenging. Yeah, for example, how do you know? You can do shapes like that, right? Yeah, how do you know you can do shapes like that? Some of the shapes very challenging. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So in our first, basic web programming practice, just as a warm-up project, I want to make this as a warm-up project. Warm-up project. Okay. Yeah. So practice some basic programming skills in web. You use drag and drop feature, yeah, because these pieces you can break it by drag and drop. Then also use drag and drop to regroup it, you know, replace all the pieces to make a target figure, certain target figure. Yeah. We just select some specific target figure. Okay? Yeah? Yeah. Then you need to write, you know, many JavaScript functions. And the shape, tangram, the shape of these pieces, so you use CSS way to write. Okay? Yeah. So you also have a chance to practice CSS. Okay? Yeah. So that's the basic idea of our first programming project. Yeah. Yeah. But there is another thing I'm thinking about. Yeah, because for this project, I also want to add another interesting feature in this project. So that is the voice control feature. Voice control. Because now the voice control, this feature available in, you know, web tech. Okay, yeah. So yeah, voice control, we just use voice to move our pieces, you know, left, right, top, bottom, move up, move down, move left, move right. We say those words, then these pieces move in that way. Okay, yeah. So that would be very interesting. So you can practice the voice control feature. So that could, you know, in some special situations, that could be useful. So voice control feature. So this semester I like to try this new feature. So I will give you simple examples. So some of the key features I like to give you a few examples to show you how to do it. So you just put things together to make it happen. Okay? All right, so that's the basic idea of this first project. Yeah. So we run out of time. Yeah. Yeah. So if you have no question, we just stop right here. If you have question, you can stay and ask me. Okay? All right, so that's it for today. Yeah.